Conscious lovers and safe people are when we know of restorative embodiment and healthy self-worth, because it's when you know how to work with all of that which comes up, that you are in your higher social engagement system. So you're a safe person because you don't navigate life from an adaptive child safety behavior. Safety behavior means that you're subject to your own 0 1 year old attached, panicky, 3 to 7 shame submissive, and then you also have freeze of all ages, flight 11 12, and fight 14 15 16. Now, while we do know of great attachment trauma information out there, a lot of people ignore it or they don't believe in it. And I'm a 5D mystic, remember? So in the Enlightenment Soul Age group as well. And a lot of people don't believe you can be in the Enlightenment Soul Age group either because of laundry in the body. So when people don't know how trauma charges and anything that comes up, especially during the ascension energy moments, that you're being given the opportunity. In fact, that's the part we're going to look at. We're going to integrate. The upper world doesn't have to be a belief system. A 5D mystic will know of the energetic imprint of anything and everything, which is why we don't deviate. But also we have a securely attached, differentiated self. So my 0 1 year old never got displaced. My 3 year old never got displaced. I have no shame. I have inner growth. That's why we talk about the inner growth mindset. And in fact, life is not a curse. What I see when people do this are people who are low self-esteem, indirect communicators with themselves and others. They're passive aggressive. They don't know healthy boundaries, because healthy boundaries is you and I talking always, not just sometimes. And they don't know about good trauma therapy, nor do they want to go. So when I see people walking around like the Pinocchio from Pinocchio with ears and a tail, I know they're not a real human yet, because they are not overflowing with humanity. They did not take their 0 1 year old attached, panicky, or 3 to 7 and go to EMDR child parts work and then have somatics as well. So good therapist one. Or take seriously, maybe I should not use my 3 year old tone. So they're on Elsa's journey without ever knowing that they have a 3 year old, an ego self like I do. So they don't take the projecting part seriously. And they also think of the fucking drugging, drinking, and what else? Any self-soothing mechanism. They actively pursue what is cool in the movies, apparently. I mean, I don't think it's cool to treat your body in that way, but I also learned moderation. Thanks, Mom. So I learned about how to keep a healthy body, and it was always equanimity. Moderation is what equanimity is, so neutrality and duality. And then I learned about the tone because I shared a space with my twin as a 3 and 4 and 5 and all of these things. So I also got told, are you going to jump off a bridge if everybody else does? You know, the typical things that, at least for some of us, because not everybody has a child-centric environment. In fact, lovely Patrick Tiahan, he shares a post today about how many kids get treated like adults and they get told things that are not for the age. It's not age appropriate. And a child's going to begin to worry about things they should not be worrying about. You just took away the fun of life from that child. And see many people thinking, what, are we going soft? You know, those comments. No, we're just becoming more educated. Luckily for me, I had a child-centric environment. So I know all about being told, you're not the mother of other people. Be child. Go have fun. Go have fun. Go have fun. Child-centric means you're going to go have fun. If I have money issues, I'm not going to bring it to you. If I have trouble issues with any human being in my life, I'm not bringing it to you until you're a fully fledged grown up. And this is what something that's too much. Really, you're obviously not aware in an emotionally accountable or mentally accountable way of what we're speaking. So thank goodness for the educators and for people that want to say, you know, it's not hard to become self-aware and then to learn educational information. Now, if you want to be the group of the flat earthers, because this is the part where I'm just going to put anybody who wants to disregard updated, good information from the attachment trauma information in that group, because they're denying something because they don't like it. I don't want to change the way that we used to do things. Okay, so you don't want to create a safer space. When we see what we see with the gender situation, as an empowered woman, I already knew as a teenager, the men who are not raised in a certain way, as well as the women, they were boys and girls. And what I see now, I still see the same, because the gender stereotypes are not creating conversations in the movies. Give a really crappy example of the fucking and the drinking and the drugging being a way to live life. And then you see kids who are looking at that and they actively, as teenagers, still think that that's quote unquote cool. I didn't think of it as cool. you're gonna get older. Your liver, like, don't you know how body works? Am I the only stupid human being here? No, I think I'm using my brain effectively, and I think I'm just saying things how they are without creating some fictitious story. When I was a smoker, I knew, okay, you're smoking, there's potential for risk, but you know what? I also know if I walk outside, the sky might fall on me, right? So, anyways, it's not a curse to be a human to people who had a child-centric environment, and so a healed inner child, or they have that visibility. So the emotional plane is what creates a safe person, because you won't be reactive. If you know how to regulate your nervous system, it means that when you and I are interacting, you don't get spiteful, you don't get vengeful, you don't get in my face like a 3-year-old with a 16-year-old. I saw the 16-year-olds. When I see grown-ups being 16-year-olds, they're the same, except for non-attachment trauma informed. So when I say, oh, people, they're cursed, when people say that, right? No, humanity is not a curse. You're human. I would tell teenagers that, you're criticizing your own self. No, I'm not. We're different, really. We're the same species. Luckily, we have people who do research. So I'm the pseudoscience woo-woo lady because I integrate mysticism, the spirituality, and human elements, and also because I'm not the researcher. But what I love about everything mental health related is that they tell us about our trauma charges and that yourself is healable. You're not broken. So once you reparent yourself with a good therapist, if you need one, then you're ready to do personal development, or I don't want to do it, and that's other people. Okay, so the curse refers to the limiting stories of our ancestors and the karma from former lifetimes. Yeah. So first of all, you get karma because you begin to do, a 2-year-old gets talked to. The 2-year-old is when your left mode gets to come online, and that's your words. So until then, you're just gooey, ooey, ooey. Your emotions rule you. So hopefully you get securely attached, and if you don't, you can get back to becoming a securely attached human being. And once you shut that left up with the stories of, I don't like to be human, it's a curse. When people feel burdened, here's the part about burden with the mysticism stuff. You were obviously not told that you're not here to keep mommy, daddy safe. Okay, so you didn't get a child-centric environment. You didn't get somebody who said, I'm going to take care of your emotional plane. And that requires a person who knows how to be in their higher social engagement system. Have fun with you, not be stressed. So if you have people who are in their survival mode because they had unresolved trauma and they didn't get it healed, which is why it's important for parents to work with their unfinished business, to not have to worry about things, but to work with it. And so when people understand what this means, the sweat lodge. The sweat lodge represents the womb of Mother Earth. Volcanic stones are heated in a fire outside, blah, blah, blah. Participants sit in complete darkness around the red hot stones. So in the womb, you are already being affected by your mother. That's why neurobiology, biology, neuroscience, they have a lot to say. But nothing is actually needing to be something that people worry about, which is also what happens with parents who are conscientious, if you will. The many paths are chosen by those who choose to say, I'm a conscious lover. So I look within and I look at my herd. And I have the ability to be equanimous, to speak a truth with respect to you. So this is a choice that you make when you begin to interact with teenagers. And that's because as adolescents, we actually choose our next allo-parenting group. Obviously, people who will have not been shown the way to healthy self-worth, they don't know how to pick the right people. In fact, you'll notice who they pick. I saw a lot of people pick people. And then I saw a lot of the same behaviors, right? So we all will have had those quote unquote trust breaks, but some of us, we don't get trust breaks. What we get is a data point about your behavior. So what I know is safe people, they're emotionally aware, accountable, they self-regulate, they don't project. They have functional adult conversations, which is what our 5D mystics and not collective brings together. This is also why we don't have sagas with our twin flames or soulmates. You choose how to emotionally and mentally respond to me. Even if you're not doing this yet, it's after you have been reactive that you have the opportunity to say, I want to have a very nice conversation. And that's because you're not afraid of the emotions that arise. Until there is a fear, there's the shame cycle in people who disregard going to good therapy. And they say, humans suck, life sucks, men suck, women suck. And there you go. So the gender stereotypes, they don't make safe people. They just allow people to keep doing what our ancestors did. What we do have are a buttload of great educators out there. And I share with you empowering women and just human stories. But as a woman, I'm told I'm not a man, so I will respect that. And I will share as an empowered, integrated brain human being. Restorative embodiment is beautiful. So when I meet anyone who's still their teenage version, they're unsafe because they're going to be reactive. The minute you poke at something personal, they don't know that they just brought their unfinished business to you. So when you choose love, it's because your inner child, you be you, I be me, and we get to share a space.